Hi everyone, I'm Doug Oster from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Welcome to Digging with Doug. Today it's Seed Saving 101. We're going to start with beans because they're the easiest thing to understand how to save seeds. Now, number one rule, we don't want to save seeds from a hybrid plant. How do you know whether it's hybrid? It's going to be on the tag when you plant it in the spring. But beans, for the most part, are not hybrids. We're going to start there. And basically what we're doing is we're mimicking nature. We've left these beans on here to get big, and we're going to pick them off. And I'll show you what they look like when we get them. But any plant that you want to save seeds for, that's a perfect one. Now look at how dry that is. We've waited a long time to let these sit all season, and now they're ready to pick. This is a pole bean called Cherokee Trail of Tears. It's my absolute favorite pole bean. And every year I leave some on here so that I can save the seeds and plant the plants next year. You know, years ago, this is what people did. They saved their seeds every year and then passed them down from generation to generation. Any plant that you're going to save seeds from, you just basically mimic nature. You're waiting until the end of the season, you're watching the plant, and when the plant has made its seed and is ready to drop it, that's when we collect the seed. We've got some set up over here at our secret hiding place. Every garden has to have a secret hiding place, so let's take a look. I could sit here all day. This is a place we come out, have a quick dinner, and watch the sunset behind you. But today we're going to use it for these seeds, and I brought some other plants that have gone to seed so you can get the idea of what I'm talking about. This is from a hosta plant, and you can see that it flowered and then set up a seed pod, and now it's opened up and they're ready just to drop right off there. We could save these seeds. And then also I brought a radish plant. The radish at the end of the season, if you don't pick the nice bulb, it will produce flowers and then a nice seed pod like this, and inside are radish seeds. You could save that way, but we do it the same way for any seed. We harvest that seed. In this case it'll be a bean seed, and we'll find a nice big one here, and we'll just split it open. It's funny, when I go out and speaking, sometimes people say they don't realize that the seed of the plant is actually what it's creating here in the bean. When it's small, and that seed is very small and tender, we eat the bean, but as it gets older, these become bigger and tougher, and this is Cherokee Trail of Tears, and the bean right now is purple. But as it dries, it'll go to black, and you can feel how tender it is when I squeeze it. What we're going to do is we're going to take these inside, and we'll put them in an envelope, a paper envelope. Let them sit for about 2 weeks, and they'll dry out, and they'll turn black, and they'll get hard. And what we do to test the hardness is we just stick a thumbnail right in there, and if you can't make any kind of impression, then we know that the bean seed is hard enough. These other seeds are going to be fine when we take them and store them. So we'll take these, once they're dry, they'll look like this. They'll be much smaller and a dark black. And then we'll store them in an envelope or just in a jar like this. And I've got a bunch of old ones in a jar like this. In this jar is silica gel, and that keeps everything dry. The most important thing with seeds is that once they're dry, they stay dry. If they get any moisture, it's not good for them. They're a living organism, so we want to keep them dry and cool. They're actually breathing in here. And the silica gel, what I did is I bought a big gallon container of it from a craft shop, and you could just use the little things that come with products and throw in here, but I've got a lot of these jars in there, and it'll keep the seeds nice and dry. It could be in an envelope, could be just in a jar like this. I've got all sorts of different seeds in here, but we want it to be in an airtight container. Once they're dry, we put it in an airtight container, and then we store this down in the basement where it's cool and dry, and we'll get ready to start them next year. Now, when the first year I did this, I was thinking, gosh, how good could the seeds be? I've never done it before, but I found that my germination rates were extremely high, in the 90s, 90% germination. And the reason for that is when you're taking care of these seeds yourself, you're taking better care than a big company could with millions and millions and millions of seed. Nothing wrong with the seeds you're buying from a company, but these are certainly cheaper, and you're perpetuating how they're growing in your microclimate. They are evolving. If you were to save the seed every year for 100 years, the seed that you plant the first time 100 years ago and the one you plant at the end of the 100 years, they're going to be two different plants. You might not be able to see the difference between them, but they are different, and they're evolving for your specific microclimate, which is kind of cool. Now, once you have those seeds and you need to plant them, I love this book. This is called success with seeds. This is the old 70s version. There's a new one that's so much better that just got released. This has got lots of houseplant information in it because that's what we did in the 70s. Now, next, we got to take a look at that perennial garden over here that Michelle McCann from Collective Efforts has helped us with. Today's the last day for planting. You don't have to stick around for the planting, but I want to show you something. This has been a great project this summer, replanting this perennial bed with the help of our friend Michelle McCann. And I probably have 4 flats left of plants in 1-gallon containers like this. This is a Coreopsis that's actually still blooming this time of the year, even in its container. Those have to go in next. But it's been a wonderful project. You can plant perennials still. You can plant bulbs yet, all the way up to Christmas. You can plant garlic right now. So get out in the garden and get something planted. Now remember, if you got questions about what we did today, or if you want to see the past videos about working on this bed, log on to www.post-gazette.com/homes and click on the gardening forum button. I'd like to talk to you there. Now I've got a bunch of other videos at the Post-Gazette members site, videos of Falling Water, Kentuck Knob, Old Economy Village. I'd love for you to see them. It's called PG+. Now, all I've got left to do today is plant these, and I can't wait to get started. Till then, we'll see you next week.